Neuromation. I'm founder of the company, and I'm glad to answer your question next 1 hour. And my colleagues and also partners, Konstantin Goltsev, will answer the question in 1 hour after me. And I want to speak about company vision and development progress of the Neuromation. As you know, today we start first iteration of our platform. It means we start with alpha version and continue our development. And according to our roadmap, we will develop our platform during this year, and we will put into operation all functions one by one during this period. So I'm glad to answer your questions, and also thanks to Seb, I want him to help me. So the first question: suppose that I would like to buy a data set or something. How many NTK should I pay? Thanks for the question for Prayogo Atmaya. So the answer of this question depends on how many items and how many examples, labeled examples, you need to train your neural network. Also, it depends on what kind of inputs you have to do that. For example, if you owner of small 3D development studio, you can build 3D model by yourself and provide us this 3D model with textures, and also can use your own 3D assets and put it into our synthetic data generator. So counting this, the answer of your question, it depends on in which condition you have your assets for generate your data. If you want to buy ready-made data, it will be approximately 2 or 3 cents per example, and also depending on how many examples you need and which kind of examples you need. I have some use cases. For example, if you need to recognize and make an object detection on shelf availability in the supermarket, you have at least 5,000 examples, 5,000 examples per one item for recognizing. And if you are training your neural network on such big amount of the data, for example, you need to train it for 1,000 SKU, you have to buy about 5 million examples. Only positive examples of the synthetic data, because during the training process, you should need negative examples as well with another price. So it depends on different factors, and the price of data sets and the data examples should negotiate between team and between the owners of the data sets and between the clients. I think that's the price of data. It should be 10 times less than it cost by hand labeling. So the second question is, please provide some details about partnerships already and you've been explored without names, but hints about sector, scope, size, and possible time frame for conversion, basically pipelines. Thanks for question to Ashish. Yes, as we raised more than even we expect, we have a possibility to open and to accelerate our development progress. So now we negotiate, and today, 2 hours before this conversation, we have a board and approve that we invest our infrastructure and our technological ground in one company, which will be develop a medical assistant for healthcare personnel one, and develop a special AI assistant to improve your lifestyle and to improve your health and to improve your physical condition. And this is very complicated project and very interesting one, because it combines different type of the data, and we have a fantastic idea how to convert your lifestyle into rewards. And I think that's it should be very interesting project. And during this development with the labs and the team also involved in different program and cooperating with Stanford University, and it's a very experienced team. I suppose that we will open definitely very interesting direction for Neuromation with a huge demand of the data, because we need a huge amount of medical data. We need to generate a lot of synthetic profiles of the people and to test our algorithms. And also we have to develop a special condition of the personal physical statement, and an analyzing of inner chemical and also in genetic. So, and demands on the platform will be huge. We expect that during the next year, demand only for from this direction on the platform should be about 4-5 millions in fiat. It may be it's approximately about 1 million in NTK. So it's only one direction. And other we are working on is also on very interesting projects. It's project for animal production, because to follow the animal like pigs and cow, it helps to understand how we can improve the quality of productions, and it helps also to find and to select unhealthy animals, and also helps and improve the revenue of the business. And as you know, on the earth there are a lot of animals and more than people, and we decide to help to improve this and to cut this food waste for this production. And definitely we understand that it helps to resolve the problem of shortage of the food for different countries. And also we understand that the food is very important topic on the planet. So and the next and also it creates a huge demand on the platform, because we have developed at least this project for first pilot for 1,000 cameras. So to follow about 50,000 pigs on the farm, you have to switch on about 5,000 GPU. So you can imagine how big demands on this sector we will get, because there are billions of the animals on the production, and we have to improve. So it's only very perspective direction for the computing power. Also, we have signed strategic partnership with In Silica Lab. It's one of the most successful company who using using AI for folding protein and in genetics. And it's very interesting project, and it's also a huge demand of the computing power. So counting all this direction, we expect that all what we have now at about a partnership with 40,000 GPU the mining pool like Gigawatt and like Diesel Hash and others. So we have these demands covered with our perspective project during 1 year. And we also oriented with a partnership with the big mining pools, and we are open for cooperation for the miners. And from today, we start registration for private mining capacity, and you are welcome to join Neuromation. And this is only start from now, and you can register it. And in 1 or 2 months, we prepare a master node to be powered on the platform. So the next question, it's about Ether rates. So Ether raised about the Ether raised due to fluctuation in Ether price. So the question is, so about second point, when hard cap was reached, Ether was say 1,000, and when you locked in fiat, it might be 1,300. So we do not locked in fiat. You have to understand. So to help the community to develop, we have covering only our expense, what we can spend in fiat. We do not clearing all funds. It's absolutely absolutely normal for the startup on blockchain, because we have to respect the community, and definitely Neuromation very far from such cash grabbers, something like that. We have our funds enough for company development. If we need more funds, we will clear it from our cryptocurrency assets. But definitely we are oriented to support blockchain, and we are oriented to support community, and we do not want to clear all funds. And answering for the question is the rate of the Ether. It's very, very different. 1 week ago, it was 600. So it depends. We're starting our token sale with the price of $300 per Ether. So it depends on for 1 NTK. And why we put our prices in Ether? Because we open our company and aimed in blockchain development. And we don't want to be illuminate like, we raising money in fiat, but then convert it into cryptocurrency and then convert it into fiat, because it's all about trading speculation. We nominate our prices of our token in Ether, and there are some reasons to do that, and it should be announced. We do that strategically. The second question, next question, discussion about the macro roadmap and breaking the same into macro deliverables and timeline. So, we have a very huge demands now from different sides. But what can I say about the Neuromation? First, Neuromation is not service company. I mean, we are not working on demand of the people just who asking us to do this or to do that. We have 2 different options in our company. First, the Neuromation labs. I mean, Neuromation laboratories or Neuromation playground. We have labs with different directions, like biomedical, retail labs, genetic labs. It's also about AI, and labs for industrial automation. The main focus of our laboratories, it's more or less computer vision algorithm. So we aimed on smart cameras more than, for example, to natural language processing. But second one is the platform. And all our laboratories, they create the demands and show to the community how to use the platform, and also helps the platform to create volume and velocity, because all these labs working with real sector. And in order to democratize AIs, we aimed on small and medium enterprises target audience. That's the point of our development. The platform, it's more complicated thing. It's a service platform and marketplace, but we do not doing these tasks in-house, I mean on the platform. We invite teams on the platform, we invite startups and ready to support it, with our technological grant or our crypto assets as well. But we understand that we do not create a huge monster like offshore programming company, like software development company, who working for 1,000 tasks on the platform. We invite the teams and individuals and also developers who want to get or to be hired on by somebody else, or wants to create something useful. And this is marketplace. And comparing current one, it's like Alibaba for AI or Amazon for AI, where everybody can find the clients or vendors or product or service on the platform. So the main vision of the platform development is we want to create a very affordable framework for AI development for everybody. So you can imagine in the past how hard to create website, for example. And 20 years ago, the web designers was like a rock star. So it was very expensive. It's $100,000 per website, per perfect website with flash animation, something like that. Now you can go to the servers like Wix.com and double click and you have a good website made by your own in a couple hours. Exactly the same with the technological development of AI solution, because we believe that AI will help to small and medium enterprises, and not only big corporation can use it, and not only very expensive staff can develop it. We create this bridge of knowledge from very expensive and very monopolized industry of AI, like now, to the community, and build this bridge with the community effort and using our infrastructure and using distributed AI. From my point of view, the major idea of what we are Neuromation doing is the next level of blockchain evolution. I mean distributed AI. Distributed AI needs huge computing power all over the world. And I hope that mining, as mining now, will be draws to a close. Because only to support blockchain, it's very expensive to spend electricity on such unuseful tasks like abstract task to supporting blockchain or mining cryptocurrency. I believe that we have to create a useful economy of the knowledge exchanging between the nodes, between the robots, and between the AI algorithm. In 10 to 15 years on the Earth will be more than 20 billion non-human economical subjects. Your cars, your robots, your drones will have, and maybe your refrigerator will have own account and can buy and sell knowledge, service, products. And this is machine-to-machine economy. That's what we building now. We building the base for machine-to-machine economy in the future. And we believe that it's possible for human to create very friendly AI. So we're creating Wall-E more than Terminator, and we understand that, and we believe that useful computing overcome abstract computing and counting hash and hash power of the current mining node. So, is my understanding that the platform is going to use computing power from crypto miners? Is it correct? Thanks to Clayton. Yes, this is correct. And we are working on a very interesting technology now, how to build master node. We call it hybrid mining, because this is containers, this is node. We can deploy it on your mining farm, for example, which can continue mining cryptocurrency, but then when the useful computing task come, it converts to the useful computing. So we are balanced. We do not make a revolution, we make an evolution, and this is evolutionary way to replace the current cryptocurrency mining with useful computing tasks. So it's absolutely well-balanced system, and we're still in a development study of our node, and it's also untrivial task, because a lot of task with data security, and also stability of the work, and also distributed data parallelism and model parallelism as well. And we developing this one, I think, in close quarter, and put it into operation for all miners. But for first iteration, I suppose that it will be ready in 2 months for and open for the miners. Next question: when it comes to burning over years policy, it seems that confident which whole market product that they will be able to do buyback with profits that will come. So yes, we are confident. So it depends on velocity. Of course, it depends on velocity of the platform. When the number of transactions will increase on the platform, we will burn at least 30% of all tokens during this year, and we are confident that it's possible to burn the 50.4% as we declare in our white paper. But I repeat, so it depends on velocity of the platform. In case if the velocity increase, maybe we probably burn out all this amount very, very fast. That's why when we will do that, so we will stop the burning process. So next question. Hi Maxim, can you talk a little bit about mining with Gigawatt? When do you think we will be able to mine data there, or even your own mining facilities? So at the same time, we just talked with Dave Carson, and we are in testing period with Gigawatt. As you know, Gigawatt will be able also in March with a lot of computing power, so it's also developing now, and we are testing our useful task on Gigawatt capacity. And I think that in March we will declare for Gigawatt users possibility to be involved in cryptocurrency or in useful computing mining. And I kindly ask all Gigawatt users just to go to our website and register it as miners, and standing on the wait list, and cooperate with Neuromation. So we need your power, and I think that in close 2 months we will send you computer task with a huge demand from the platform. Thanks for the question to Duncan Ashworth. So the next question: what is the future roadmap after 2018. How much details? Not much details in the white paper. So, thank for Lahish Venkatesh. So we have, as I told before, we have a very long period of the development because. So we have to understand one thing. What we're doing now, I mean, technologically, it will be live during very long period. For example, if you develop some new architecture of the neural network, it will be deployed only over 3 years from the moment when it's created, because it's very long period for innovation spreading. And it's not like it's not like so quickly like in movie. We have to develop it, and we have to spread it, and the innovation marketing is very important because technologically people are not ready to take new technology. Only 5% of the people are technologically very experienced, and they're ready to get new. So it's a long process. It depends on human behavior, not on us. If we're talking about a roadmap after 2018, so we have our targets for 3 years. In 3 years, I think that we will be one of the major platform for small and medium enterprises, where everybody can buy and sell their technological solution based on AI. You can deploy your cameras. You can download from our Neuro shop application, for example, especially how to walk with your dog using your drones, for example, and different very useful application based on AI solutions. I don't think so that it's become some like only B2B, because we aim to also for the mass market and developing the technology solution for the people. And I suppose that it should be like now you can download application from App Store or from Google Store to your phone to improve the functionality. It's the same. You can be able, in 3 years, you can be able to download application, AI application, or maybe we can use AI assistant who can download or buy or sell your skills for this, especially for this application, or skills of your devices. So it depends. As I told before, we aimed to build the base of machine-to-machine economy, because we believe that it's a very perspective way for the economy to use robots and drones and artificial intelligence as economical subjects. And it's maybe this is the answer on the question how to create value for the people in this technological world. In 5 years, I think that it should be possible to use our synthetic data environments for training different types of devices on the planet. And also, even now, you can train and coach your algorithm, for example, your car. And I think that's in maximum 5 years, it should be able for the people to sell their skills to the robots. And it depends on many, many factors. And I believe that it should be possible to improve the skills of our helpful AI algorithms. And on the very long perspective, on 10 to 15 years, so I have one blue sky vision, what we can do with AI. So it's just a dream, but I think that it's strictly will be possible to change and to download our dreams and to recognize what we definitely can see during the dreams. And this is work in progress. And we have some also we have some specialists with these solutions, but it's very raw now, and we have to develop it for a long time to get and to create the MVP. It's a very long process of scientific development. So we have our business purposes for 3 to 5 years, and after that we will see what the world will be, and what the place of Neuromation in the industry. So I think that's in close 3 years the main target of the company just will be to attract to the platform thousands developers and put in our marketplace hundreds of useful and ready API based on AI solutions, and all this will create the demand from small and medium enterprises to the platform. And also using synthetic data, we beat on synthetic data because now we have a proof that it works with different types of data. We can create synthetic data with not only visual for computer vision. We can create it for audio. We can create it for different type of sensors and also profiles of the people, and it will help us to develop these different solutions in different sectors. And we just also we have money for making experiment with synthetic data. For example, now we are working on gun algorithms to create human faces, to create millions of human faces to build the AI algorithm for different type of recognitions, like emotion recognitions, like estimation of human gender and age. It's like Google Analytics for human, for just traffic of the people. And so I think that's there are a lot of very interesting direction for synthetic data, and I believe that it's possible in nearest future for us to open some very interesting IP, and we are ready. I think so. We are ready to talk about over 6 to 8 months. So also we have some questions from the Twitter. The question. So what's the difference in different version, alpha, beta, prot of the platform? So for the alpha version, what we put into operation now, we just create front end of the platform, and some services of the platform will be ready and open, like synthetic data generator. Also, some synthetic data sets will be on the platform available for purchase of the people, and also you can use computing power for your needs. And we are working on still working on for interface for deploying your own neural network model, and it will be ready soon. So this will be better version, and a final product on the platform, including master node and including our own blockchain solution. I mean, not even blockchain, distributed ledger solution. It will be ready during this year, according to our roadmap in our white paper. So in our white paper, we have a roadmap, and this roadmap absolutely open, and we follow what we declare to the community. So the next question. I have heard that NVIDIA with new Ampere architecture with divide graphic cards in 2 parts, for gamers and special AI. Is it worth for considered by a special AI card? So yes, NVIDIA has banned consumer video cards, consumer GPU for big data centers. We using distributed computing power. So you can mine, for example, you can mine cryptocurrency on your GPU without limits, and you can use it for your own purposes. Well, this is community effort. We do not arrange it to create big data centers. It's not our business. We just renting your computing power. Mm, for example, you can compare it with Uber-like services. We can rent your private car to drive for our purposes. It's the same. We can rent your own capacity for useful computing tasks for other people. So it's just peer-to-peer, and we using our platform as a marketplace. And in the future, our nodes will be absolutely separate and distributed without addressed to a specific one website. So we have another question from Name or Name. I have heard, yes, it was this question about NVIDIA. And the next one, I have a question on pricing on the platform. How will that work if the price of NTK rises? Will that make using the platform more expensive, or will be in fiat? So thanks for Duncan for this question. So we have no specifically nominated prices of synthetic data sets of services in NTK. I mean, we have no nominal connection between prices in NTK and the cost of the service. So if the price of NTK raise, it change. Of course, the price of the service will change. So we cannot fix the price in NTK for purposes because we have a burn rate. We also have a demand, and we live in a very changeable world, and we don't understand what the price of our token will be, because it depends on community, not from us. We appreciate the efforts of the community to help us to be listed on the stock exchanges, on cryptocurrency exchanges, but it's only action by the community. We concentrate on our platform development. So the prices of our service, you can buy it through the NTK, and our token will be acceptable. I hope not only for one platform. It will be accessible in the AI industry as a utility token, which helps people to create AI solution. So the answering on the question, when the prices of NTK rise, what happened with the services? So the nominal of the NTK on the prices will drop down in this case, according to the market. According to the market and the cost of this service in the market. So we will balance it for sure. And also for the computing power in next to iteration, it's should be auction of the computing power. So with different type of computing capacity, you can win tasks with your bid. So next question, it mentions that miners have to sign up on the website to be added to whitelist. Where can we register? Thanks to Hin and DR. So from today, you can register yourself and your capacity on our website, on our platform. And we invite you, and we also will be glad to see you as our mining partners. So the next question, how is your synthetic data going to be generated? Are you really going to create it all for all in different applications yourself, or do you plan to just provide a marketplace where others can also sell? And as I said, same for Declan. So Declan, both way, because our labs will create synthetic data for their purposes, for developing their algorithm. If somebody creates synthetic data by themselves, they can put this synthetic data on the platform. Also, we have a program when our platform and our team of synthetic data team creating data sets for different purposes, like in general one, like dogs, pigs, cars, and others. So with thousands classes inside these data sets. And this also works for third-party vendors, and we are open for cooperation also for 3D developers. I mean 3D modelers and 3D studios and 3D animation studios as well. And we open for cooperation and invite them to join the platform and to sell their 3D assets on the platform for NTK. So the next question: how far in the development cycle is the platform? Is it ready for commercial use? Are companies using the platform? Already did. Yes, it's ready for commercial use. We have some requests from the client side, and we are working on these requests. And you can spend your NTK on the platform from tomorrow. And definitely you are open, so we are open for any requests on the platform, and we already invite some teams who wants to get these tasks and help small and medium enterprises develop their AI solution. So it's absolutely now starts for commercial use. And if you have some ideas and some demands and needs for AI solution for your businesses, just welcome to the platform. And we just start, of course. It's not full functionality on the platform, but it's already open and open for work. And this is a working tool. Of course, we have to understand that it's only alpha version, and we start at the day of our token sale ends, and we have a lot of works, and now we hiring people. And by the way, if you want to help us, and we have experience in different IT development sectors, welcome please, because we are hiring. And I use this hangout session also to declare that we are interested in very smart guys, very experienced and very skillful software developers. And you can also talk with Denis Popov, our Chief Information Officer, who is responsible for team creation. So we have another question from the Twitter. How open is the industry regarding the tokenized business model as opposite to traditional payment model? So very interesting question from the Twitter. So this question is very interesting because today I will be on D10E conference, and we discussing what is tokenization and what is all the hype around it. So tokenization now, it's very interesting form of corporate financial institution. So it's comparing the bank, but could you imagine? So for example, you can buy with discount something like a gift card from Amazon, about 25% discount and some happy hours, and you put this money on the account, and you can use it, or you don't want to use it, you just keep it. But what does it mean? What does it, this gift card? What does it mean, these chips? You give the money to the company for the small plastic paper card with amount on it, and they are ready to sell it with discount. Why? Because they get money from you before you spend it, and it's very important. You have the money for business development, and do not use in the bank, and the community support your effort. And tokens, it's not like just money. It represents the values, but not values as itself. And this value depends on the velocity of the business, the position, the market share, and different influencer. And it's very interesting question. What is a token will be in the future? Because I think that the people can understand that only you create your personal value, like a company create their personal value. And if in the future big corporation like Samsung wants to create their own tokens, and their velocity for $17 billion annually can increase 3 times, because the people just can buy the tokens and hold it for a long time. And it's very interesting phenomenon now in digital economy, because you create a lot of assets, digital assets, which is can be acceptable in the future. So it's futures on the service or futures on the product, but or futures for the different works. But you invest now because you understand that you get discount or bonus for that, but you can even don't use it ever. You can just hold it and keep it for the next generation, for example. It's a very interesting question. What is tokenization? And basically, tokenization stands for the process of substituting a sensitive data elements like your cash with a non-sensitive equivalent, a token. And I think that's you can pay with the subway token for anything else than the subway. And if we create some transaction in tokens, comparing fiat, for example, we can not only power on the company business, we power on the one of the major value creators, like trust and attention. So if the people trust to the tokens, they trust to the company. If the people trust to the company, they can trust to the tokens and hold it. And I think that it's more or less more profitable strategy just to hold tokens to create the value more than they create a lot of speculation around them. Because everything what we develop now depend on not only for token economy as itself, because it's only tool for our business target, for realizing our business target, business purposes. And we help now the company with 2018. We helps to be Neuromation in 2023, using money now and using money now for our development for this very long way. And we are not targeting that in close to months we create something absolutely breakthrough for the industry. It's impossible, because this is not a magic. This is very hard work. But we understand that we can use the money and the trust of the community and the attention of the community to the one of the most promising sector in economy like AI, to create the specifically huge potential huge values using which will be represented by our tokens. And this tokenization process is very interesting because you create not only money, you create expectation for the future company development based on team, based on experience, and based on vision of the founders. And we have it. And trust us, we will develop it and do our best to create definitely one of the most powerful platform for AI solution. And we believe that even only democratizing of technology should bring potential huge value for this economy. Not to stay in monopoly, not to stay in big four companies, just to develop it for everybody who want it to be in the future and who definitely to be seen. I have a 10 minutes as before Konstantin comes, and I also ready to answer some next questions. So we have a question from Borja MF. Since it's a very specific product, how do you pretend to get partners and new clients at the beginning? I mean, is there any kind of incentive to the first clients to use the platform? Does your product fits in the category artificial intelligence as a service? Right. Yes. AI as a service. And how? So we create laboratory especially for this program. We started from that. We started from the real sector and for creating solution for small and medium enterprises in retail. So for some specific brands like Pepsi-Cola and L'Oreal and some beers production. So we have already clients for labs, and the labs create demand to the platform. So we start from this. I already explained some of our projects, what we developing now, and so the first client to use the platform, they already use it. And we put some data sets, which is already agreed with our clients that we can provide it to the community. And from our point of view, we will help to the community with very honest and very fair model for the knowledge exchange. And so yes, we have a clients. Yes, artificial intelligence as a service, and even more because artificial intelligence as exchange. So exchange knowledge for artificial intelligence and components for artificial intelligence. So the next question, probably it should be last one. So, is there an update to your scaling plans, developing a blockchain for NTK? I know Hashgraph also been considered at one time. Any recent thoughts? Yes, you're absolutely right, Duncan. Thanks for the question. So I suppose that my partner Konstantin will answer this question in a better way. But I have to say, when we're talking about blockchain, you know, we're talking about like a Xerox in copier vault, you know, because we're talking about one technology of distributed ledger. And it doesn't matter that we can concentrate only on blockchain. Because, for example, gossip algorithms, it's more or less more effective because they don't need consensus and they use less electricity And there are a lot of technology now developing based on technology of distributed ledger. You're absolutely right. So we are working on different different technological solution at the same time. And yes, Hashgraph is still stay in our interests, but we have some NDA and don't need to open some feature before we will put it into operation. And maybe Konstantin going deeper with that, and I ask him to join us. So,
hey guys,
Konstantin, yeah, hello.
hey.
So now your turn. I think that we stay so only 4 minutes until your start, and so I explain our vision of the company development for 3, 5, and a blue sky vision for the future. And we just start for our platform development. I explain the difference between alpha and beta version, but I think that's you as responsible for the platform development will open it to the community more deeper in details. So and I thanks to all you guys to be now with us. And I'm glad and I'm very grateful to the community for the thoughts and the trust. And I think that we will be not so only Ninja ICO, we will be also Ninja developer. And thanks to Konstantin and his splendid team. And I'm glad also that I have such a responsible partner and a very experienced partner like Kostya. And so let's start your Q&A session with the community. Thanks, guys. I come to the for the conference DTNE now to Palo Alto. Thank you.